Welcome everybody to our So Many Beauties showcase event for South Asian Heritage Month. We're so happy to have you with us this evening. We're sorry that we couldn't play for you in person, face to face, but we hope that you will feel that you are in the same room with us here this evening, and we will feel you as we play our music and share our music with you. My name's Holly Marland, and I am the project lead for the So Many Beauties collective. I'm going to start this evening by telling you a little bit about the project so that you have some context for the music that you're going to hear. It has been a momentous few days because this wonderful collective, we only met for the first time on Tuesday, didn't we? And it's just been lovely to spend time rehearsing on the Tuesday and coming back again today and sharing music. So I'm going to introduce the different members of the group. They'll probably have a little chat themselves at various points during the concert. But I'm delighted that Gulçin Bulut is with us, fantastic singer and drummer from Turkey. And Goshik Sen on the tablas. Goshik originally from Calcutta, but now living in the best part of the Northwest, Liverpool. We have the wonderful Mina from Egypt. Mina is playing every instrument under the sun. Despite the Manchester rain, you might hear the rain tinkling outside, liquid sunshine is how our keyboard player Mark Mackenzie described the Manchester rain. And we also have Amina Hussain on the flute. So I'm so pleased that we've been able to get together during the pandemic. The So Many Beauties project was set up in 2017, and we set it up to work creatively with people who are living with dementia, giving them time and space to create new pieces of music, memories, and poetry, supported by professional and student musicians. We work in hospitals and residential care homes, and we invite people to make music with us rather than playing music for them. Playing and creating music is a non-verbal form of communication that helps people to feel listened to and valued. Music can relax, it can energize, it can stabilize, it can move people even when they aren't physically able to move much. It sparks the imagination and releases endorphins and oxytocin. Music really is marvelous. We always share the new pieces of music that we've created in public events to challenge stigma and to honor people's creative capacity. So before the pandemic, we were lucky to receive an Arts Council grant to bring together this wonderful new collective of musicians from diverse cultural backgrounds and involve them in the work. But because of the pandemic, we weren't able to reach people face to face, so we adapted our approach. We wanted to give something back to the incredible hospital staff who've worked so hard to keep us safe. And we also wanted to reach out to older people who are isolated and vulnerable. So we held a series of creative workshops in partnership with Lime Arts, the UK's flagship Arts for Health organisation, and with Sound Up Arts, a new and exciting music and dementia organisation. Tonight's performance showcases the new music that we've developed during these workshops. And we're so privileged to be part of South Asian Heritage Month and highly recommend their programme of over 100 events over the coming weeks. We're also grateful to our main partners, Lime Arts, Sound Up, Millap, the Contact Theatre, whose venue we're using for this splendid event, the Greater Manchester BME Network, Manchester Camerata. And we're also so pleased that we have Lorian from WR Audio and his assistant Joe, who's been helping us with this sound production. And we also have Ricardo from Sajita Media, who's been doing all this fantastic filming for us. So thank you to you both. You are our audience tonight in the room. Everyone on Zoom, please feel with us. Everyone on Facebook who's watching live, please feel with us. Everybody on StreamYard for South Asian Heritage Month, you are with us. But most of all, we want to thank our workshop participants, the NHS staff and the older people that we worked with, because they gave us the creative inspiration for what we hope you will find a very special performance. So I'm going to stop chattering on. I'm going to just briefly introduce our first piece. This piece is called Our Light and Love. And this is the piece that we wrote collectively as an ensemble together during Zoom workshops. We couldn't play music at the same time, but we wanted to create a piece to start the project. And we thought about what we wanted to bring to our participants, what we wanted to bring to the world. And we all felt, didn't we, that our light and love were the best things that we could offer. Obviously, our music goes for granted, but our light and love is what we wanted to bring, and we translated the words light and love into all the different languages that our collective speaks. So this is our light and love. We hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Holly, for your absolutely beautiful introduction to tonight's concert. It's very exciting to be here and to finally be together in the same room. Our next piece is actually a poem that throughout the Zoom workshops that we've done over recent months, as well as creating new music and sharing in the music that we all know, we've also managed to create a poem based on participants' responses to the music that we were sharing. It's kind of a collective poem, and it's a series of phrases of just really emotive responses from people. It's really lovely, and we're actually going to share the delivery of this poem now, and we've also got Mina accompanying the poem with us on playing his qanun, which he says is from Egypt, but it's from various countries, I think. Probably could be claimed from anywhere. And he's busy putting his silver rings on, which have got, how would you describe that, Mina? It's got little metal bars through the rings, just like that. It sounds like that. So this poem is called To Music. Off we go. Music in everything. Like a flowing water, it never goes back. It moves, it brings a link, something from above.
It takes you to the heights and back into the depths like a mystery. In complete darkness, the audience awaits. The mood is set.
Music, solid as concrete, grounding, yet spacious, ethereal, sound and pressure, evoking thoughts and pictures.
A change of tone manipulates the message. Dissonance and harmony, a full landscape of emotion.
Whirling with one hand up to receive, one hand down to give. Reconnecting with our inner child, telling our central truths with no judgment. A ceremonial dance of emotion.
Rhythms reaching higher levels of consciousness. Vessel and channel. A perfect unwinding.
The next piece we're going to share with you is called Right Inside the Waterfall. And this was a phrase that one of our participants said after listening to a beautiful piece by Debussy on the modern flute. Amina had played this beautiful piece. And one of the participants said it was abstract like rain. It was like being right inside the waterfall. All the words that you'll hear in these songs and pieces have literally come verbatim from the mouths of the people that we were working with, and we let their creative ideas take us on a journey. And I think that the moving potential for an unfolding conversation to become a creative act in itself is very powerful. So this is right inside the waterfall, and Mina is going to be playing this incredible flute. I don't know if you... Mina, could you just say a few words about this incredible instrument?
This is a bone flute. It's a replica, not the original. The original is related to about 30,000 years ago. And I have received it from Huddersfield University for research. And it's something I think maybe first time you can hear something.
Yeah. They described it, I think Flo described it as the youngest of the flutes. Not the oldest, but the youngest, and I loved that, so you'll hear that lyric. It takes a little while to warm up too. We'll let you get into the flute space.
Floating in the wind, abstract like the rain. The youngest of the flutes echoes from the caves, right inside the waterfall. A message through the leaves to call you to a new life, call you to a new life, call you to a new life. Helping through the pain, the colors of your sound,
in the water. Come and be healed 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 in the water. Helping through the pain, the colors of your sun, new ways to educate, questions going round, right inside the waterfall, a message and a song. To call you to a new life, call you to a new life, call you to a new life. To call you to a new life, call you to a new life, call you to a new life. To call you to a new life, call you to a new life, call you to a new life. To call you to a new life, call you to a new life, call you to a new life. Wow. I can't say how much of a privilege it is to make music, and I just think it's incredible that we've managed to come together. We had one rehearsal on Tuesday, and so this is the second time that we've made music together, isn't it, guys? Yep.
It's brilliant,
It's
really
amazing.
brilliant. So the next piece that we're going to share with you is an improvisation that actually happened in one of our sessions. We spent quite a bit of time thinking about life's journey, and one of the participants read out this really gorgeous poem by Robert Frost, and I think some of the links to these things are being posted in the chat on Zoom, certainly, and we can send programme notes out to anyone that misses. But we were talking about life's journey, and we read this poem, and we were thinking about what it meant to us, and one of the staff members at the hospitals said for her it meant, do not tarry, carry on. I mean, that's a piece of poetry just in a statement. Do not tarry, carry on. And I gathered all the ideas together, and then I made a little improvisation at the end of the session, and people were really happy to hear their ideas being performed out. So we've kind of extended that idea a little bit, and Mina's putting his special silver rings on one more time. Wave them to the audience. Mina's silver rings are coming out to play on the canoe. Do not tarry. Do not tarry. Carry on. Do not tarry. Let the path kiss we also spoke to staff and some of the older people about the the importance of regulating our breathing, especially in these anxious times. We shared some breathing exercises and actually invited people to at home. I should have invited you to but you can in the next drone along with us at home. But yes, for people who are suffering from long COVID, having breathing exercises and being able to use their voices to steady their breath can be really helpful. So that was Do Not Tarry. The next piece we're going to share with you is a piece called The Road. And again, going back to this idea of life's journey, we had so many rich conversations, didn't we, Mark, with the participants? I'm going to let you tell people the story while I tune my kora.
Sure. Well, as ever, when you work with people and you're trying to uplift people, you expect everybody to be uplifted. But fortunately, some people are honest and they would talk about how they actually feel, and some of them don't feel great. In fact, some of them are fearful, some of them are tired, some are wondering what's going on, others of them are confused. And of course, when we get to these kind of stages, we try to avoid awkward things or painful things or difficult situations. That's just natural, I guess. But these situations find us anyway, whether we try to avoid them or not. But there's a great word called acceptance that allows us to cope with and deal with and feel less anxiety with things. And I guess in trying to avoid the things that we don't like, we miss out on our growth, because if we're brought to these things, then of course we can make it through these things. And it's when we get through the things that we realize that we've been rewarded for our courage to face them. And so I have something I tell people, and that is that when we have something that we're fearful of, we're only fearful once. After that, we're only scared, which is necessary. But fear goes. Once you're willing to have the courage to go through, then you're no longer fearful. You might be scared, but no longer fearful. That's a reward of courage.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. One of the participants was telling us about when his wife received the diagnosis of dementia and how difficult it had been and how a chasm had opened up in the road. So we took these ideas and we created a very simple song, and we shared this and invited people to sing with us, didn't we, Mark? It's a very simple, almost like a hymn-like piece, I suppose. But the words, again, are directly from these rich conversations that we've had. We can only grow and learn from speaking with each other. So pleased to share this song with you.
Oh, the road may be smooth and the road may be rough. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's tough. If the chasm opens, don't look away. Going through makes you stronger. Going through helps you find your way. You can keep looking forward and don't look behind. Don't try to follow, be your own kind. When all the feelings, don't look away. Going through makes you stronger. Going through helps you find your way. the road may be smooth and the road may be rough. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's tough. If the chasm opens, don't look away. Going through makes you stronger. Going through helps you find your way. Going through makes you stronger. Going through helps you find your way. Going through makes you stronger. Going through helps you find your way.
Lovely. Gosh, this is wonderful, isn't it? We're getting through the programme really quickly. We might have to play everything all over again. We started out thinking, oh my gosh, we've got so much music to share, but it's incredible when you're in the moment. Things just fly by, don't they? As I say, we're really pleased that you're here with us. We hope you are enjoying it. Please do leave comments and messages, and also any questions that you have for us in the chat, because we'll happily come back to those. This is the strangest experience because as a collective we are by our very nature participatory in what we do, but we want you to feel like you are participants with us. We can't see you, but we feel you, and we hope that you're enjoying the music that we're sharing with you today. So I'm going to invite Mina to share with us his amazing Armenian duduk, and I don't know, would you please tell us a little bit about?
It's an old instrument from Armenia, and it's younger from the bone flute, which is 30,000 years. This is 3,000 years.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, relaxed.
Very relaxed.
Yeah.
Felt like a calling.
Nostalgia sounds.
Oh, what sound?
Yeah, some nostalgia.
Yes, nostalgia sound. I think one lady described it like the desert winds blowing sand into your pathway. So evocative, really beautiful, and stills the centre of the soul, I think, that beautiful sound. We're going to move on to something that's more buoyant now. I talked at the beginning about how music can do so many things, this marvellous music that we have. It can soothe us, but it can also uplift us as well. And the next piece we're going to share is called The House of Generosity. And we came up with this idea of the House of Generosity. We'd been talking about a Rumi poem where it said that the centre of yourself should be ready to receive whatever comes, either good or bad. The guest house it was, yeah. And you introduced us to a fantastic poet, didn't you? I can't remember the name. Can you say it in your microphone? Sorry.
It was Yunus Emre. I would say like what Rumi is to the world or to Iran, Yunus Emre is that is to Turkey, you know.
Yeah.
So quite
All this
famous.
inspiration. And we also, Goshik, we talked about Rabindranath Tagore, an amazing poet. All these wonderful poets that have lived, but all these wonderful participants that we worked with are also poets. You know, we all have this creative capacity. So this piece is very much bringing to centre stage Mr. Goshik Sen with his incredible tablas. And we're going to be singing a chant over the top of your tabla. Again, we're going to have a drone accompanying this very stilling kind of drone, but the tablas will bring us up. So we want you to feel like, we want to imagine you dancing at home, either sitting down, you can twiddle your fingers at us, or tap those slippers. I've got my special slippers on today. Yeah, we'll set you off. I am found. I am found. In the house of generosity, I breathe to find a deeper me. Round and round, eternal sound, the chant goes on and I am found. In the house of generosity, I breathe to find a deeper me. Round and round, eternal sound, the chant goes on and I am found. In the house of generosity, I breathe to find a deeper me. Round and round, eternal sound, the chant goes on and I am found. I am found. I am found. I am found. Round and round, eternal sound, the chant goes on and I am found. Round and round, eternal sound, the chant goes on and I am found. Ring the temple bell 3 times. Measure your life's frequency, its infinite vitality. Take time. Make patterns within your journey, combinations of time within time. Take the longer way, Arrive somewhere you've never been before in this lifetime, lost in wonder. Dance in romance with life, infinitely curious and questioning, heart full. Ring the temple bell 3 times. Ring the temple bell 3 times. Ring the temple bell 3 times. My cheeks are actually hurting from smiling so much. Oh, gosh, amazing. Well, if the slippers weren't going with that one, I don't know when they will go. I'm just going to twiddle. I'm playing a West African instrument called a kora. For anybody that hasn't seen this instrument before, it's a Mandinka instrument dating back about 700 or 800 years. And it's been passed down from father to son over the generations. Only 5 families play this instrument. And I, as a white British female person, am incredibly lucky that I have this instrument in my life and that I have my teacher, Mohammed Saho, who sends his greetings to everyone from the Gambia. He asked me to pass his greetings to our audience today.
That's so lovely.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I hope that we can bring him into our collective at some point. So I have 21 strings, not quite as many as Mina on his qanun. We thought we might have an audience vote to see if anybody can guess how many strings there are altogether in our ensemble. If anybody wants to take a stab in the chat, we haven't actually calculated it ourselves. We'll get our mathematician Goshik to do the sums for us. Yes, of course, and those as well. And all the rings inside your amazing daff. Yeah.
And also how we're stringing along the audience.
We're stringing the audience along. I like it. So we're going into a slightly more reflective mode again. Just check I'm doing the right one. Yep. This is a piece that that I actually wrote in response to, I was attending meetings at the hospitals. We've got this amazing relationship with Manchester Foundation Trust through Lime Arts. And I was invited to sit in on the Black, Asian, minority, ethnic COVID-19 engagement group meetings, which were fortnightly. And I sort of sat in as a creative respondent, I suppose, listening to the very difficult issues that were being tackled in that group, and very moved by people's lived experience and stories. But what was coming across through people's conversations is that human beings don't want to be reduced to statistics. We don't want to be categorized. We want to be valued for our individuality and for our difference as well, our cultural differences, and celebrate and be curious and questioning about those. And one of the staff members had said, you know, we're people, we're flesh and blood. You know, our lived experience is what matters. So this song is called We Are Beating Hearts. And again, the words have been inspired by that privileged attendance of those meetings. And the music that I'm singing over is a traditional West African song called Yarabi, which means beloved. So for all of you healthcare staff that are out there, you are our beloved. You are our beloved. You are our Yarabi. You've helped us stay safe during the pandemic. So thank you, beloved. Beating hearts, we are flesh and blood, we are lived experience. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, daughters, sons, we are many cultures. We open doors and offer choice, so everyone can find their voice. We are beating hearts, we are flesh and blood, we are lived experience. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, daughters, sons, we are many cultures. We will engage, we will protect, we recognize and we reflect. We are beating hearts, we are flesh and blood, we are lived experience. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, daughters, sons, we are many cultures. We are beating hearts, we are flesh and blood, we are lived experience. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, daughters, sons, we are many
flesh and blood. We are lived experience. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, daughters, sons. We are many cultures.
So I share this beautiful song that we will sing, which originates from Turkey, called Üsküdar. It has many variants in different cultures. We invite you to let your imagination fly freely as you think of the lady with the yellow umbrella, singing this song to her beloved. She says, "These are my feelings for him. What is it to others?" And, you know, it's amazing that how one song can find itself treasured by so many different cultures. Maybe it's familiar to you too. So here is Üsküdar.
questions from the audience, Ricardo, that we could address, or any comments that you'd like to share with us? Sorry to put you on the spot. Our wonderful Ricardo behind the scenes.
We've got somebody from West Amsterdam asking if the instrument that Kuchin is playing is the daf, so maybe you can tell us a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
This one that I hold in my hand is Turkish bendir, and it doesn't have any rings. It's just a frame drum with, as you can see, quite thick on the sides. And I suppose this one was the question. It's daf. It's a Persian frame drum, and it's, I suppose, 1,500 years old as well. It's not so young, and it has rings inside, as you can see. So it has multiple sounds it can make.
It's very cool.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah, as I say, we'll happily address any other questions that we see in the chat. If you want to pop your, you probably don't want to share your email personally, but most of you should have my email from registering on the Eventbrite. So if you'd like to ask us any questions about the ensemble, things that we might not have mentioned already. I don't know, where's your keyboard from, Mark? Where does that date back from?
Sound controls from many years ago. It's now PMT.
It's amazing to work with all these different instruments. Instruments do have souls. We were talking Goshik, weren't we, about the difficulty when a skin breaks and having to go to either Africa or India to get it mended. How they respond to different temperatures as well. And I mean, can we just give Mina a round of applause for all the instruments that he's brought with him? How many flutes?
Many, but I didn't
Many.
play any one of them
Do you take them
today.
everywhere? Do you take them to the supermarket with you just in case?
No.
No, it's truly wonderful. I'm so happy that all our cultures have met and we've shared such brilliant experiences. It is really important. Oh, you've got another question.
It's just a couple of comments from the audience.
Yes, please.
So people are dancing.
Yay!
People are loving it. Yeah. And they're saying they're connecting their both speakers, and it's a wonderful sound.
Hooray!
That's so good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just before we move on to our final piece, I just want to take this opportunity, maybe, I don't want to do minute silence or something, but just can we take a moment just to think about our wonderful NHS staff, especially here in Manchester Foundation Trust, the people that we've worked with, and the older people that we've worked with who've been stuck at home, those people living with dementia who find communication difficult at the best of times, but when it's compromised by isolation, becomes another thing again. So I just wanted to mark that before we sing our final song. So over to Mr. Mackenzie. Will you tell us why this song, why we've chosen this song? Go on, give us another.
Well, I can tell you that some many years ago I came across this song. I was doing a workshop in Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, I've been to Stoke-on-Trent. Someone has to go there. And I heard this beautiful song by a choir that was also taking part. And I had no idea what they were singing about, but the tune, the music, the energy was absolutely lovely. And so I went to the lady afterwards and said, what is this song? What does it mean? And she said, well, I don't know what the words mean, but it's a lullaby from someplace in Africa. Well, of course, Africa's my ancestral home, although my parents are from the West Indies, and their parents are from the West Indies, and their parents are from the West Indies, but the next set is West Africa, Ghana. And so I thought to myself, I'll find out what these words mean, because the energy in this song was so beautiful. And a year later, I still had no idea, but decided to teach it to one of my choirs. And one of the choirs heard it, that I hadn't taught it to yet, and they wanted to learn it, and I taught it to that choir. And 4 years later, I still had this lovely song that people thought was lovely, and all I could tell them was it was a lullaby. And so I searched and I asked people I knew were from West Africa and from any part of Africa. And eventually, 9 years on, someone said, I know where it's from, but I don't know the language. And it's called Chewa, a Chewa, and it's from a sort of the border of two different African countries, and the language is almost obsolete. So I did a bit more digging, got no results, and eventually a chap who was in one of my choirs says, Chewa is one of the languages that was spoken by some people I know at Arling Choir. Long story short, because it is long, he found out that this was a song which was a bid to Moses to help the people to get out of bondage from Egypt and get to safety. And that was the lullaby element, the kind of beautiful idea of getting away from bondage and fear and getting to a place of safety. It's called Chakamayenga Mosi.
And it's become one of our favourites. Whenever we've done it in the workshops, everybody just rocks out. People love singing on Zoom because nobody else can hear them, so sing with us. Sing with us.
So I'll give you a chant of the words first. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Mosi enge maya. Mosi enge maya. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Mosi enge maya. Mosi enge maya. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Mosi enge maya. Mosi enge maya. Voices. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Mosi enge maya. Mosi enge maya. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga Mosi. Chakamayenga. Chakamayenga Mosi. Mosi
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, firstly. Gulchin, thank you. Goshik, thank you. Mina, thank you. Mark, thank you. Amina, thank you. And thanking me, thanking you.
To you,
Thank you to Lorian, who's done the sound. And thank you to Ricardo, who has done all this visual stuff. It's like the Starship Enterprise out here. So well done, everybody. Thank you to you all for coming. It's meant such a lot to us to know that we had people with us. And it's felt like a really special occasion.
And thank you also to everybody at home for participating in the workshops, because you've actually given us purpose too through the pandemic. It's been a tough time in lots of different ways, but it's been amazing.
So, a fond farewell from us, the So Many Beauties Collective, and we'll see you again in person. Invite us to your hometowns. We'll come and play festivals. We'll work in the hospitals. We'll work in the care homes. Invite us into your lives.
Chaka Mayenge Mosi